안녕 everybody. What we're going to learn is markers and particles. Okay, I've explained this a little the last time. Essentially, markers and particles, they tell you who does what in the sentence. Now, we have an example sentence here. 선생님이 1시에 학교에서 친구를 만나요. Okay, the bold is wrong. So, the ones and bold are particles or markers. I'll call them markers. So, 선생님이 1시에 학교에서 친구를 만나요. So, what does the sentence mean? Yeah, teacher meets friend at the school at 1 o'clock. Now, first of all, you have to remember this. English is different from Korean, so you really cannot compare English and Korean or the language that you speak to Korean. All languages are different. So, some students, they like to think 에서 or 에 is at, but yeah, it's better not to think like that. So, like it has two different meanings here, even in English sentence. Okay, so now if you look at, go back to the Korean sentence, which is 선생님이 1시에 친구를 만나요. 자, 여기 이. 자, in this case, 이. What is 이? 이는 이거 subject marker예요. Subject marker. Okay, so what it does, it tells you 선생님 is the subject doing the action of 만나요. And then you have 친구를. Now this is the favorite question. Oops. Okay. So I'll make this sentence shorter. 자, 선생님이 친구를 만나요. Now this is a object marker. Really, what does an object marker mean? It tells you that 선생님 is doing the action to the 친구. So object, or what I prefer to call objective, is the one action is done towards to. Okay, so 선생님 is the one who does the action. So every time students ask, oh, whether should I use 이 or 를, it depends. You have to think, who is the one doing the action? It doesn't matter. I can even put like this. 친구를 선생님이 만나요. The sentence still makes sense. Okay, although usually we usually prefer to put subject in front, usually. So, 선생님이 친구를 만나요. The simple thing is, of course, 친구, because it has no final consonant, 받침 없어요. 그러니까 친구를 만나요. 만약에 예를 들면 선생님 경찰 뭐예요? Police. 자, 경찰. There is a 찰 here. See, that's the final consonant. So in this case, it should be 경찰을 만나요. So if there is a final consonant in front, the noun, you should put 을. Okay. Now, instead of 선생님, let's say singer, 가수. 가수 받침 없어요. So, 가수가. So, that's the difference. Okay? But meaning-wise, again, subject marker tells you the subject is the one doing the action of meeting, and 을을 tells you the action is done to this object. Okay? For example, I can say 가수가 밥을 먹어요. Now, what does this mean? 가수 is the singer doing the action of eating. 네, 가수 doing the action. And the action is done to 밥, the food. Okay, so essentially this is what the sentence means. Okay, now we go back to what we had earlier, which is 선생님이 let me go back. Give me 1 minute. Or 1 second. Now, 선생님 1시에 학교에서 친구를 만나요. 자, in this case is A. It's different from the 어디에 가요. Now, 어디에 가요는 this A means to. 그쵸? So go to where? 하지만 in this case, it doesn't mean this. In this case, the A here is it is a time marker, right? It marks the time when the action or event takes place. Okay, so this case, it marks the time where the action or event takes place. I'll make this smaller. Right, I think, yeah. Alright, so 여기에 자, 학교에서 as I mentioned the last time, it tells you where the action or event takes place. So 학교에서. This one. Take this out. Come. Right. 에서. So where the action takes place. Of course, I can change this to, if I want to say, instead of 만나요, I say 선생님이 1시에 가요. In this case, 가요. 자, in this case, 1시에서 가요. 안 돼요. 왜냐하면 가요는 go. So go to somewhere, you should say 선생님이 1시에 학교에 가요. Which means the teacher is still the one doing the action of moving, going somewhere at 1 o'clock, and it takes and the direction she's going to is 학교. So 학교에 가요. And 학교에서 친구를 가요, 만나요. So this is how you differentiate the markers. This will take some time because it's difficult to put in the words as you speak because you can't really process so quickly. But the more you practice, you get better. It's like the faster you run, the more you run, the faster you run. Okay, so that's about it for particles and markers. Particles and markers. 어? 이거 아닌데. 어디 갔니? 어디? 너 어디야? 이거 아닌데, 아까 거. 어딨어? I'm so bad at this. 짜잔! Stop moving. Stop. Stop. 안녕.